Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Payne Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Excuse me! Taxi!
Come on, what are you doing? This is the 77 WABC minicast.
It's really something. It's really something. At a moment like this, we need conservative media to tell the truth and to signal that everything that you've been hearing for the past, 48 hours, 72 hours, 7 years is not true. Okay? This is a moment. This is a moment. Now, the whole world, including people I know and like and trust, who tell me they're MAGA, are losing their confidence. They are totally freaked out because of what's going on with ICE. And when I hear them and they tell me what they are thinking and they tell me what they are seeing, and it's amazing to me. What I see is victims of fake news, victims, casualties of an information operations campaign that is vast, complex, sinister, has been at work for a long, long time, and now they're in mega overdrive, and they are fooling people that I know and trust. You know, I had somebody, a dear friend, and it's not their fault. You know, they don't look at this stuff the way I do, but they were so convinced that they saw that 5-year-old boy being pushed to the ground by ICE. And I'm like, I don't think he was pushed to the ground by ICE. No, I saw it on the news. I saw it on the news. I saw it. It's like, no, he wasn't pushed to the ground. And he said they saw it. And I said, that didn't happen. I saw it. So I said, okay, I don't think he did, but I will take a look at it. And what they saw was not that 5-year-old kid. They saw a 19-year-old man running away from ICE get pushed into the snow. Into the snow, by the way. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen, right? Just, you know why it wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen? Because I have seen a show, a TV show that maybe you guys have seen. It's called Cops from the 1990s. Carlos, you remember that? Did they have that in Greece? I think they did. It was a massive worldwide hit. And everybody was talking about Cops. It was usually on a Saturday afternoon before you went out, and, you know, you find these people in these awful situations, and the cops would try to, they'd have to broker peace. Sometimes they'd run after somebody. Sometimes it was called Cops. Sometimes it was called Emergency 911. It was often the sheriff's department would do it because the local police, sometimes with civil service, you needed a political kind of window to do this. You guys know what I'm talking about? Maybe you'll recognize the theme song. It was Cops. It was on all the time. It was, here it is. Hold on. Bad Boys, right? Yeah. Here we go.
Bad boys, what you want, what you want, what you gonna do when Sheriff John Brown come for you?
Cops screaming down the street. Some meth head comes out of his house with no shirt on, tackling guys. Cops. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Hey, here's a hint. Don't resist.
What you gonna do when they come for you?
Don't have an illegal gun on you. And the gun was illegal.
To school and learn the golden rule. So why are you acting like a bloody fool? If you get hot, then you must get cool.
So forgive me if I'm not like totally consumed with grief and oh my gosh, it's a tragedy. I want law enforcement. 2 years ago was a record year for law enforcement. Deaths of law enforcement officers. Everybody in the culture was yelling and screaming at cops. And now we're that horrified by a little pushing and shoving? Are you? For real. This is artificial. There's something weird and sick going on, and it's been going on for a long time. We had major companies being shaken down, and they didn't even have to be pressed. They gave money so it would look like, hey, look at me, please, the mob. They were all afraid of the mob. Don't bother me. Don't bother us. We're good. We keep our head down. We comply. We conform. Well, we don't around here. And I'll look at that damn thing and I see a guy who's totally lost, totally strange, totally weird, going down to a Is your life that much in order where you can screw around? Hey, your neighbors, are these your neighbors? Is that convicted sex offender, illegal alien your neighbor? Is it? Because then we might have a problem, actually. What else have you ever hung out with them? Have you ever done anything with them? But that's not the thing. You'll notice that the people in the street bothering ICE, they're not legal immigrants. They're not people who got here legally. You don't find legal Somali. They're all native-born American leftist, primarily white, and an awful lot of white women, for that matter. And this is a way. This is also a way to deal with the emptiness in their own lives. I noticed something about their professions. They're all kind of mid-level or not really, not really all that, right? It's just at 37. I remember when I was 37. It was the most depressing year of my life. You got a lot of ability, but there's still guys ahead of you, and there's not enough room, and there's I looked it up once, 37, it was like 35, 36, or 37, was generally speaking the unhappiest age for a man. It was like that and 14. And I can personally attest to both. 14 sucked and 37 sucked. Professionally, a lot of folks plateau at 37, right? For a while, at least. They plateau. You're learning exponentially when you're in your 20s, early 30s, and then all of a sudden, wait a second. I'm supposed to be making vast strides in my career. What the hell is this all about? Why have I stalled? What's going on? You mean I'm not going to be rich and famous by tomorrow? I thought I was going to be rich and famous. There's some of that stuff here, too. So, literally nobody knows what they're talking about. I will say Kristi Noem has not impressed me since the beginning of this stuff. All right, I compare everybody in law enforcement a little bit to my dad, Ray Kelly. Ray Kelly, the longest-serving police commissioner in New York City history, right? He was 14 years as the police commissioner. He never said anything wrong. He never, well, there was one little thing, and I'm going to get to it in a moment. There was one thing, arguably, that was wrong. And actually, I know personally that he regrets it. There's one, you could say one gaffe in 14 years. The man had press conferences almost every day for 14 years. And no mistakes, no bonehead things stated, right? Anybody can make that anybody can say something. He never did. I'll tell you the one time. And it makes me sad. It makes him sad, too. And, but he was speaking the truth. There was a young boy who went missing from a school in Queens, just bolted out of the school. And I believe he may have been on the spectrum. And after about a week or so, it was becoming apparent that he wouldn't be found. And I think my father said, where hope is dwindling or something like that. And I think they knew he had fallen in the river or something like that. And he just, something that he wished he had not said. And about 20 minutes later, he had a camera on him. He said, yes, no, we are still hoping, and we still hope, and we are committed to finding this young man, and hopefully he'll be alive. But that's it. That's the one thing. Now, with Kristi Noem, she seems to be sometimes out of her lane, but that's what you get from a politician, right? A lot of politicians don't know how to speak. I thought Greg Bavino was fine. I like Greg Bavino. I like all these guys, even Kristi for the most part, but sometimes she gets a little bit, it's all about how she looks and not about what the actual substance is. See if there's anything else about this thing I wanted to. Naming the shooter. They're all intent on naming the shooter. I noticed they did not name the shooter of Ashley Babbitt until the shooter was good and ready to come forward in an exclusive interview with Lester Holt. The race card playing anchorman with the race card playing cop, and the bad shooting of Ashley Babbitt. The members of Congress who have been shooting their mouths off about this thing. I've seen a couple of the videos. It's crazy. I mean, my wife wouldn't let me post like this.
Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.